Dude, do you see him? Dude, you just walked right by him. Floaty fish. The fish, floaty fish. Dog meat, dog meat. You see him, right? Oh, dude, you're back. Dude, you're walking right by him. Floaty fish, dude. Dog meat. Wait, guard lady. You see the floaty fish, right? They're fish. Oh, dude. You see them. The floaty fish. The fish that are floaty, right?
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
So when in beautiful Nuka-World, make certain to swing by your local owned and operated Minuteman Red Rocket Station. Hey everybody, Curry here. And this is my first ever uploaded not Nuka-World, Fallout 4 build video. Although it's not really a build video, this is more like an introduction to how I would rebuild the wasteland if I were given the resources and the manpower in order to be able to put it all together. A lot of what I do is already done in the way of, you're not going to see anything new here, sorry. No new glitches, no new crazy ideas of how to put things together. There's a philosophy, and I want to kind of talk to you about that philosophy today and how I approach building the wasteland. I love Fallout 4, I love the Minutemen, and I love the settlement building feature. So that's going to be pretty much what we're doing. Really quickly, just to kind of bring you up to speed with what's going on here, we're going to take a look at the top of the building first. And that first jetpack attempt was magical, don't you think? Up on top, I'm running, well, we're going to start over here. Right, settlement beacon. Woohoo, settlers. But up at the top, I decided that it would make sense to put the primary power source out of the reach of the baddies. So, a fusion generator and a shed. And a Vault-Tec terminal for marking spawn points and such. I usually end up decorating these rooms in a very industrial sense, toolboxes and things like that. So that'll happen as we get closer to the end of the build on this area. I don't want to fill it up right now because I don't necessarily know, what all this is going to entail. All right, that's a hint for the next video. Something is going there, connected by a bridge. More on that later. So as we go to the north end, I've set up a little guy at a little food cart, and I've set up a vendor mat on the ground. So he sells the food, and settlers walk up and they partake in what he's offering. Oh, quick word of warning, the beds are there. I haven't built the domicile yet, so the beds are hanging out there. But the decorations are going to reflect the idea that this is a traveling spot. This is where people get to show up and warm their hands by the fire as it gets dark at the end of the day. I like the little booty shake that this guy gives here. Like, oh, yeah, settle in. And the settlers sit at the tables and they do their eating, their drinking and such. So it's a nice place for travelers to be able to show up and take a load off their feet and get comfortable. It's got enough Nuka-World decorations to let you know that the Nuka-World folks are nearby. In the real world, I just don't see the place being as dirty as the way that the vanilla game has it. I worked very hard to try to get everything cleaned up and stuff moved out. I love the do-it-yourself mod, as I think we all know about it. It just does a great job of giving it a realistic touch with very little work. You're decorating dozens of shelves in a matter of seconds. That is one of my most favorite images in the whole game, is that red rocket. So this guy is our purveyor. This is our general goods merchant. All the stuff that you saw before, he is responsible for selling. I like the little reading nook back here. I imagine that in the apocalypse with no internet, no TV, that a lot of reading happens. Inside this room is where I have my arms dealer and arms workbench. This poor guy, I think he's a synth. He never leaves, no matter what time of day. He's always there. He never leaves. I think he's a synth. More do-it-yourself to populate the shelves with all sorts of weapon goodness, and an OC decorator to put everything in its place so that when Dogmeat comes in here, he doesn't knock stuff over. Isn't that right, Dogmeat? I love how OC Decorator can put everything underneath the workbench. It looks like a place that you can actually operate in and work on. So, as you've noticed, the video quality is a little sketch. My operation is very bare bones, very entry level. I'm playing on an Xbox One, and I'm streaming to Mixer, and then I'm downloading and editing on an Apple using iMovie. If this takes off, oh, I love the garage. I'll talk about the video here in a second, but I love the garage. Put in a little bit of time and effort on this. Right, if the Minutemen are going to be guarding this way station and providing some stability, then they need firepower. And so a couple of power armor suits. We'll start off on the left. This is actually a reskin scavenger station from the Busy Settlers mod. So a settler will come here and work at the armor station, and then again, more shelves from do-it-yourself to give this place a real working atmosphere. I always imagine it boxes and books of technical documents to help people put together and maintain power armor. Of course, all of the usual tools and armor and weapons and such. I love the do-it-yourself refrigerator because Dogmeat is such an alcoholic. He keeps coming over here and opening the door, and I keep closing it saying, Dogmeat, don't be such an alcoholic. And he's like, no, I'm going to open it. Dogmeat, quit it. Oh, you've got problems. You need an intervention. Again, the garage should look like a working space. Oh, there we go. You know what? I forgot to get rid of the HUD markings, but we'll fix that in future videos. Anyway, so one working power armor station, but as I said, this is a scavenger's workstation, and that guy, when he feels like it, comes over here and works on the power armor. So while I was recording building something else, I happened to spy him and said, oh, hey, I wonder if he's going to do it. I love these mods that create reskin scavenging stations. There's just only so much like people farming and people working shops. I mean, I want my settlements to look a little more realistic, but I also want the settlements to look like somebody who has knowledge of the old world, trying to recreate that old world. What you're going to see in my buildings and in how I recreate the wasteland is stuff looks like the way it would today to the best of our abilities, because at the end of the day, the sole survivor isn't a man of this era, he's a man of the previous era. So he would have his world emulated as best as he could in this world. I especially love that shelf in the middle. That's not do-it-yourself, that's OC Decorator. As most people who decorate by hand know, you can take the shelf out into the middle of nowhere and use a concrete pillar to raise the shelf and lower the shelf, and then you can OC decorate the shelves, and then you can pillar glitch it back in. So there you go. The Red Rocket gives you an idea about what I try to do. I don't go overboard. I have a Minuteman theme to it. I try to have stuff look clean, realistic, like people now care about where they live because somebody who is leading them cares about how they live. So another video is coming pretty soon. I have built my first domicile. I'll give you an idea about how I approach housing my settlers. Feel free to tell me what else you'd like to see built here at the Nuka-World Red Rocket. We'll see you in a while. Bye.